and we just took these mushrooms, and I don't remember a time I've laughed harder in my
wow, yeah,
tears, crying. There were no lessons to be had.
When your face goes red and you have a headache from laughing so much. Like
we're in the lobby of our hotel. We're just dying laughing. It looks like we're in a Tibetan jungle, but we're in this fucking cold ass only white lobby of this future hotel.
Everybody, before we get on with the episode, I just want to remind you that you can help support the growth of this podcast by heading over to patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell. Without you guys helping me, we couldn't keep the lights on here. We can't keep these microphones running. We can't keep getting these guests in. Head over to patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell. Not only do you get an extra episode every week, you also get access to all of my old episodes from the Wizard of Pod. I'm also posting golden oldies from podcasts that do no longer exist. We do a monthly unboxing. We do a monthly Collie's Sunday service, which is a Zoom hang where everyone hangs out. We smoke weed and we drink and we talk about cryptocurrency. So if you can, head over to patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell and help support the growth of this podcast. I love you. Thank you very much. Also, we've got dates coming up. Dates galore. Come check me out as a stand-up comedian. I'm very, very, very good. Coming up the end of this month, I'm in Houston. I'm with the Dad Meat Boys, Mike Rainey and Tim Butterly. We're in Houston on the 25th. We're in Austin on the 27th and the 28th. We're in San Antonio on the 29th. Now, headlining, solo. I've got a couple of dates coming up. I'm in Tampa, Florida at Side Splitters. It's one of the best clubs in the country. I'm there July 17th. And also, just announced, I'm going to be in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. If anyone knows, I have had some issues with some clubs out that direction in the past, and I've had a couple of clips where me bad-mouthing these guys gone a little viral. And by viral, I mean like 200 views. So on August 16th, I'm going to be out there headlining an alternative comedy club. So if you're out there, help me stick it to the man. Fuck the industry. Fuck these clubs. And buy some tickets. All of those links will be available in the description, especially if you're in Florida. It's my first time performing in Florida officially. I got to do a few minutes before Shane Gillis back in the day when I just happened to be in the neighborhood. But this time I'm back, I'm headlining. So let's sell that motherfucker out. Anybody down in the Florida area, please get those tickets. All right. Now, Mike Cannon, have fun. Did Jim Carrey kill his wife at one point, or his girlfriend?
No, not with his hands. But I think
the mask was.
Yeah, he put on the mask and then he became just another version of himself.
That's what he is. He puts on the mask and then he punches her in the fucking head.
Yeah.
And then,
That's exactly, he went too crazy and he lambaded her to death.
Yeah, as the Grinch. he was pretending to be the Grinch. No, he did. He had an Irish girlfriend and
she committed suicide, I think, based on some shit. Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know. I mean, I am a huge Jim Carrey fan and apologist.
Me
so
too.
It hurts me to speak negatively on him.
I'll tell you this.
Capacity.
Here's my rule, right? If you're a celebrity and you murder someone and we don't remember her name, that's fine.
Right.
You know? It's not like you murdered someone who matters.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, and Nicole Brown Simpson, I would not have known about her had the trial not become so big.
Had they not blown that out of proportion?
Yeah, so the trial actually created us caring.
Yeah.
Now we care.
Amber Heard, had never heard of her.
That's right. You hadn't?
No, I had, yeah.
Oh, man, some of her nude scenes. I'm like I don't like, sometimes I go through waves of just not watching porn, so I'll watch scenes from TV instead, like shameless sex scenes, Emmy Rossum or something like that, movie sex scenes.
I'm a big guy. There's a Reddit subreddit I'm on called I think it's called Not Safe for Work Celebs or something, and it's just movie scenes and shit. It's fucking.
Send me that, will you?
It's the shit.
That sounds great.
I hope you like seeing
right up my alley.
Sydney Sweeney every 2 posts.
She's my favorite.
Oh, absolutely. Give it.
She's my favorite actress.
Come on out, Sydney Sweeney. Come on out. Show us your tits.
She actually is really good though.
Sexually?
Dude, some of the faces she makes, like, I don't know. I haven't watched Euphoria, but I've seen like freeze frames of. I know. I gotta watch it, I guess. But I've seen like the freeze frames of her face in hysterics, and it is so intense. I assume she's a good actress. And I liked White Lotus.
Yeah. She just, you know what? She's kind of not that beautiful, and like she's not like perfect. Does that make sense? So like she's not perfect, which makes her hotter. You know, she kind of has a fucking like a shovel face kind of.
A shovel, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a spade.
Yeah.
Not a full shovel.
Yeah. I can only compare people to tools.
Just Home Depot sections.
Yeah. She's got
weed whacker cunt.
Yeah. She got cement mixer tits, dude. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. Some nice drywall, asbestos. Nice. So I do think Jim Carrey's wife died or his girlfriend died. Can we search that in the booth? Is it possible for one of you two guys to get off your fucking phones? Jim Carrey's wife died, swimming pool, something.
I don't think she was. I think she was a girlfriend though, or a fiance.
Okay.
I don't think she was a full wifey.
Well, then it's not murder.
No,
you can only murder your wife.
No, she didn't get him.
Was that what happened? Who was Katrina White? Good, she's Irish. Look. Who was Katrina White? Ex-wife who died after an overdose. Oh, all right. An overdose doesn't count.
No, but it was intentional, right?
Oh, she intentionally overdosed?
Apparently it says he supplied the drugs that contributed to her death.
Still a great actor.
I mean, yeah, he's my favorite.
He really is.
God damn it.
No, he's
the reason I do comedy.
Really?
I mean,
doing an impression of a dog?
He is literally such a huge, he is my, first like obsession in comedy for sure was like In Living Color. My parents would let me stay up late for that. I liked that over SNL when I was younger.
Good.
And then Ace Ventura was my first like movie that I just watched until the spools fell off. It was crazy, or first comedy, I should say.
Yeah, he rules. You could call it over the top, but his like just I get like that if when I get really high and I'm like writing jokes or whatever. I'm like suddenly just like Haruga, like whatever. Then I like sober up. And I'm like, I'm gonna be a straight white man.
You got to deliver jokes stoically, so they know it's all writing.
Isn't this a lot like that? Isn't this a lot like that?
A lot of my facial expressions though were like taken directly from and it's not even conscious. It's like subconscious. What I used to do in the mirror, how I've watched him my whole life. I've known like just certain things. It's a worse version of what
I think the Grinch.
Does.
I think the Grinch is a masterpiece.
It's unreal. It's crazy.
It's so good.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, the makeup and having to do 6 hours of that shit and put in those crazy cat eye contacts that just dry out your entire shit.
Yeah, the idea of even having cotton wool just like shoved in your fucking lips for all day is like exhausting.
This is a Jim Carrey celebration, despite his apparent
this put him over the edge. It was like him versus Will Ferrell.
I never
heard Will Ferrell fucking supply his girlfriend with drugs so that she can overdose herself. Right? I've never heard that. Will Ferrell's a bitch.
I mean, didn't Mac Miller's dealer do hard time for this same thing?
Innocent man.
Yeah, maybe he is. I mean, obviously,
that's not your fault. If you give a guy drugs and then he uses those drugs to kill himself, that's not your fault. It's like, well, what if I sold you a car and then you drove the car off a cliff? It's like, what the fuck is that?
I think it's the same thing as like a kid drowning in your pool. Even if you're not home, if you're on vacation, you're fucking getting sued. That happened. I think maybe to my parents or my neighbor. Somebody broke their leg. No, nobody died. It just came out.
The way you said that was like, oh yeah, why didn't a kid die in my parents' pool?
In an above ground pool, we came out.
Wasn't this a whole fucking thing?
He was just wearing heavy boots. Never made it out, dude. Sunk right through the tarp.
He's still down there.
Yeah.
Attached to a cinder block.
But no, some kid like jumped off, was just fucking around, running through the yards, probably playing hide and go seek or something like that, and broke his leg in this person's backyard, and they were then liable. So I think they had to pay medical bills. Nuts.
It's crazy.
They weren't even home, I don't think. Or it was like at night.
We need to get back to just treating kids like fucking stray dogs, sort of just like whatever. Like, the good old days, you'd come home with a broken leg and your dad would call you a pussy, and then you just have to neglect it. Meanwhile, your sister gets a fucking paper cut and she gets a week off school. That's the good old days.
Yeah, I remember. I was just talking about that because my son's about to turn 3 in July, and I remember the shit that I was doing. Like, I was just outside in my front yard when I was 2 and a half years old.
Yeah.
My parents would be inside. I was just outside. There's a road. There's everything. It's fucking bananas. They didn't know what I was doing out there. I was in a big wheel ripping down, like, hills and shit. Loose gravel drifting. Crazy, crazy stuff at, like, 2.5 years old. I remember I took it down a hill by myself. I guess my older sister may have been outside with me. Took it down this hill, skid out on the bottom, launched myself, landed face first on the cement, went full rash guard across my whole face, and my parents gave me an ice pop.
Yeah.
Like, that was their medical treatment. They didn't take me anywhere. They probably, like, threw water and a rag at my face, and then were like, here, we have a fucking ice pop, idiot.
Yeah.
That'll teach you.
They're the good old days. That's what they say when they say make America great again.
That's right. Don't treat children for injuries.
No, don't hit them. But don't really that's good. We don't need to hit them. But let's get them tough again.
Sure.
I feel like my childhood was just full of like ripped clothes constantly.
Yeah. Well, I like the outdoor cat model of parenting.
Absolutely.
Where it's not necessary. I'm not like. I'm not letting them do whatever because there's just predators galore out there. But
there?
Apparently,
this is the problem with I don't have kids, so I don't
know. It's something
I don't worry about the pedophiles. I let them do their thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more or less walking around with a beautiful steak among a den of lions at all times.
Dude,
when
don't
I'm just
sell it to me.
with my kid.
Don't sell it to me. You kind of did make it sound like I've never thought of pedophilia like that, but then you're like.
Yeah, they hear it, and they're like Pavlov's dog. They just start drooling from the corners of their mouth. It's my job to stave that off.
You don't live in the city, do you? Where do you live?
No, I live right outside the city. So we left Brooklyn in May of 2020. We were living at my in-laws for over a year.
Yeah.
And then we got our own house, which we're currently in.
Have you done the pedo check? Like, check out the pedos in the neighborhood?
No, but I do the ocular assessment. You know what I mean? Like, where to quote Mac from Always Sunny, I do the thing where I'm walking around, and there's some people who I have questions about who I certainly wouldn't be like, hey, can you watch my kid while I tie my shoe?
Yeah.
But I'm also not really interacting with them.
If you saw yourself in the reflection and before you realized it was you, would you say, don't trust him with my kids?
Yeah, of course.
Would you?
Me. I'm wearing a Grateful Dead tie-dye shirt. My eyes are very clearly responding to marijuana. My hair is just electrocuted gray. And it's, I am a prime suspect.
Yeah, you'd hand yourself into custody. I think I might have done something. But if you ever, there's like the sexual offenders list, if you type it in New York City, you'd be like, it's like everyone.
Everyone.
It's fucking everyone.
Yeah, it's red dot on top of red dot.
It's so many that you kind of go like, this is everyone a pedophile?
Uh-huh.
This can't be right. They must be locking up people for all sorts of shit.
I think that's probably like whatever registry for any of that shit. Like, I don't know. All probably violent sexual crimes have to sign up for something. So I'm sure they're just letting you know from the top to the bottom that you are surrounded. At all times.
It's like rats, dude. When they say you're 8 feet from a rat at any time in New York City or something like that. Don't they say that?
Yeah, that's probably true. There's some in this wall.
There's a pedophile. Within 20 meters of you, there's a pedophile.
Have you guys gotten that? Have you gotten like a fucking dead rat between the walls?
Yeah. No.
That is one of the roughest New York City experiences you can endure because you can't do anything. You gotta outlast it.
The smell?
It's a game of attrition. It's a nightmare, dude.
God.
Because it smells like a real fucking CSI body sometimes. And then
winter's probably not as bad.
It's not as bad, but it's still fucking potent. It's like a cold shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's at a breeze, you'll catch it.
Yeah, for sure.
But dude, it is like one of those things where a carcass is so distinguishable from everything else, and it's almost like a more sour note that turns the inside of your nose, and it fucking sucks.
All right. I wasn't sold, but I believe it would be bad now. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, so you can't just cut down the wall or something?
I mean, I suppose you could, but then you have to deal with putting it back up and all the landlord ramifications.
I'll fucking beat the fucking shit out of my landlord.
Yeah.
Dude.
You know what I was thinking just before we started this is I'm always surprised by how substantial you are, like bodily, because I don't know why. Like,
none of those words make sense.
Online,
I mean bodily.
You just like I don't know why you don't read big. Like when I see you in clips or whatever, because
my personality's we don't. Bitch, is that what
you're diminutive and meek. No, I just. I just mean that for whatever reason, I forget that you're big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're like a big dude, not only in height, but also like you're a solid fella.
Fuck yeah, dude. This is nice.
So it's a compliment, masked in a takedown.
I get it all the time. But people at shows come up and go, "Oh, geez, I didn't expect you to be so tall." And I'm always just like, "What the fuck am I doing?" I need to get like some sort of big energy.
Right. Well, you also, do you have bad posture?
Yeah.
I do too.
Of course.
Based on just years of trauma and abuse.
Yeah.
I'm just devolving as time goes on. My shoulders are seeing forward. And I'm just
I think it's always because I'm always hitting on little girls.
Oh.
That's just like, it was developed into that posture. Whatever. You know, it's
one of you're in your natural state of, hey.
Yeah, my hand is out holding this.
Care for some.
I just, in a daydream, I just casually I'm running down the street.
Colum, what are you handing me? Oh, sorry. I was imagining something else.
Listen, you got a special coming out to this episode comes out tomorrow. So
beautiful. So it's out. It's out.
So
right
we
now.
just watched your special last night.
Yeah, it's already got 15 million views. It's pretty crazy in less than 24 hours. I appreciate the support, guys. But yeah, White Privilege Homeless on youtube.com/Mike Cannon Comedy. Do all the things that help the algorithm. Like, subscribe, comment, share it with some people. Everybody you know would be really lovely.
Do me a favor right now. If you're watching this on YouTube or even if you're listening, just take fucking 10 seconds to stop. Click the link in the description. Head over. Leave a comment. Say up the ra. Let them know that the fan base here, although small and weak and gay, we do comment a lot. We can't argue with that.
Yes.
Yeah. So head over. Do it. He self-produced this special. The second
That's
one.
Right.
And he's doing a lot of things. He's doing it right. Fuck the industry. Fuck everyone. Fuck all the clubs. Fuck every single thing that will stand in our way of telling
I
our
should have
jokes.
Yosemite Sam guns while he's yeah.
Let's do it. So head over there, and then also check out all his other stuff. What else have you got going?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the road quite a bit. I'm in Tampa in June. I'm going all over the place. MikeCannonComedy.com, and a bunch more stuff is going to be added. Hopefully, once the special.
When you in
comes
Tampa?
out.
What day? I'm in Tampa also.
June 9th through the 12th, I believe, or 9th through the 13th.
I'm like the week after.
Oh, nice.
So will you at the end of your show?
I will.
Will you go? Hey, Colum, next week.
Next week there's another Irish angry guy. If you like this, you'll love that.
I don't know if any of you guys got free tickets, but next week they're giving them away again.
Yeah, you could use those again.
We have a nice 2-for-1 fucking deal. Absolutely. Let's talk about Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
He's my boy. Oh, yeah, you gotta clean your room. Jordan Peterson. Who...
I honestly, so I'm ignorant with a lot of this stuff because I see whatever pisses people off and I kind of just steer. I just am not interested in what gets people going. So the only videos I really see of this guy are him crying about like stuff that's actually kind of sweet, like that you only get 4 years as a parent with your child. Like that quote overplays on all these TikToks of like kids running on beaches.
I never saw
and
that
that's
one.
all I know about this guy. And then today I saw this tweet and I'm like, oh, that's another side.
He makes good points. It's always just like, you know, he makes good points, and then he'll follow it up with like, trans people are the devil. You know, it's always
Is he
like,
so he's a religious guy?
I don't even. He's not religious, but he's certainly
an ideologue,
close to religious.
Yeah.
You know, he has a lot of just basic stuff, just like I said, spend time with your kids.
Right.
Don't be gay.
And second, don't be gay.
Don't be gay. So
doesn't he wear bow ties?
He
There's not been a man in history that has rocked a bow tie and not sucked cock.
He wore a tux. He wore a tux to Joe Rogan one time.
Okay.
He went on Joe Rogan lately, and then he wore an ill-fitting tux.
Yeah,
which was like beyond parody. It was like such a if someone made a sketch of him and had him in like an ill, because he's sitting there like this and it's like. The tux is too small.
Yeah.
And he's like, I decided to dress up really well for you, Mr. Rogan.
He always looks like an Old West dentist.
And then Rogan's wearing like a tap-out shirt, just like,
Cool.
So this girl, a model, plus-size model.
Yeah.
Yummy new.
That's a great name.
Is that her name, or was that just what she was saying while she was eating? Yummy new. She just says yummy a lot, is it? She's like a Pokemon. Yummy, 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 yummy,
yummy nunu,
yummy nunu. Anyway, so she's a real wobble goblin. This girl. No, but listen, I think we're over the plus size model like debate or whatever. It's not even like it's not new enough anymore.
Don't you look at this stuff? Or I shouldn't put this on you, but the way I look at this is like, what a goober this dude is for like falling for this. Yeah. Because this is a marketing campaign, right? That's what Sports Illustrated is. Every single year, they try to make a splash. They try to do something different, break barriers. Yeah, do a fucking half gainer off it.
Fucking tsunami, motherfucker, with this one,
dude. But it's like, why even, like, is this an institution that you truly care about its credibility? Does Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition truly, like, stand for something in your life? I just feel like he's a fucking mark.
Yeah, but also, I also think they're, like, they're all in it. They know it.
Yeah.
They know.
He's probably being paid by Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, he loves it. When they do that, he goes, yes, here's my opportunity to capitalize on this.
Right.
That's, like, I think he's also looking at.
Yeah, it's all a business.
It's all just a. It's like we always say that here with the Democrats and the Republicans. It's like they're always badmouthing each other, and then they all go play golf together and cheers.
For sure.
And then they drink their Pappy Van Winkle and go,
yeah, they're like, well, we really fucked those people over, didn't we?
Good game out there, dude.
Yeah, we both win.
Yeah, it's Magic Johnson, Larry Bird
as they
style,
sip a cup of baby's blood.
Just a respect. Yeah, there's a mutual respect for each other's hidden pedophilia. Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
So they put this chick on the cover.
Yeah.
Can you scroll up there, please?
Who I'm attracted to. I will say that.
You think she's hot?
I mean, yeah, I think there's, in terms of what is typically on there, she's atypical. But in terms of if I was a single guy and had that as an option, yeah, I definitely would probably be talking to her.
Listen, she's not in my
try my best.
She's not in my bottom 10.
Not even close.
I
mean, for me personally.
No, yeah.
She's not. I mean, I've done some really horrific.
I've only slept with 11. So, but yeah, I've had some. That's what that'd be so funny if you rang up like the couple of the ugliest girls you ever stuck it into. And it's like, I'm doing like a joke thing of where I put all these ugly chicks on on Sports Illustrated. Yeah, my worst Ford pigs.
You just Photoshop their face on something.
Just have their like horrible.
Like I used to have the magazine, like when you were a kid taking Little League pictures. You put Sports Illustrated over the top.
with fake news articles.
Bottom 10, disgusting.
Yeah. 5 worst things about sleeping with Colum Tyrrell as an article in it. Colum's dick. How bad
the insertion. The dryness.
How I hit rock bottom. All right, so Jordan Peterson says, sorry, not beautiful. No amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that. So he's coming out letting us know that fatties are not human. But that's what he is. He's like, look at this fat bitch. She's so fat, she's on both sides of the family.
It is just funny. Like, I understand I just learned about I was on Real Ass Podcast before this, and they were talking about this. I just learned.
We're hacks.
Look at this.
What did Lewis say? What did Lewis say?
I think he said the same thing as I did, which is the Mark thing. Like, because it is funny. It's just all this stuff that people used to argue about, and they still do. I've tried my best to kind of like take a foot back and just kind of look at what's happening, because it's people in a it's a symbiotic relationship too, because this guy's making money off that, they're making money off him. It's all a fuckery.
It's crazy that the way people just capitalize on news stories to try and make money. But listen, go to patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell.
Yeah, I'm a huge hypocrite.
What, are we going to not talk about this shit?
No, but I'll just pretend that I'm elevated.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe these guys are doing that. Anyway, let's scroll down. So Jordan Peter, he quits. So he comes out with all this fat stuff. And also, what's the other one? The little Jewish guy? Ben Shapiro, he comes out and he's like, what's his voice go like again? Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, he's very like Poindexter and serious, and he's like, this is just this made me feel weird in my pants, so please,
absolutely not,
absolutely an abomination under God.
She is an absolute disgrace. She's fat. She's ugly.
My wife's vagina is a dust storm.
Arousal is a sign of mental illness. Arousal. So Jordan Peterson came out and said, sorry, not beautiful. No amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that. So apparently this is the powers that be are forcing us to believe something. But also, if that's the case, surely, like, you don't change your opinion, right? They can't just advertise fatties and then we just grow accustomed to it, right?
Right.
Or but I went to India and at first, yuck. And then after a while...
then you get into it.
Well,
yeah, you ever go... Not on vacation. Yeah, on vacation or something like that for over a week. You're with your parents and then you're just like, I don't see any good-looking girls. I don't see anything. What's going on? And then you just start making concessions in your head for why this person is actually attractive and you were wrong in the first place.
Yeah, just a Barbados native. You're just like, wow, you know what? Long titties are nice. Love some long titties, dude. Yeah, that's exactly like that. Yeah, for sure. So maybe if you just watch fats.
I just think people are such pussies about what influences them. Like, why is that influencing anybody? Why can't anybody just look at that, decide it's not for them, and then not piss and moan and look at something that's hot to them? It's so weird. There's so much shit. There's so much niche entertainment, like kink stuff, things for all flavors.
Yeah.
And it's still not enough because people need you to like exactly what they like because they're fucking weirdos.
Yeah. You know what? But we shouldn't be encouraging women to be confident. Counterpoint. Well, no, well heard.
Okay.
To play devil's advocate here, are confident women an issue with society? All right,
confident people are.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's enough confident dudes that have absolutely nothing to offer that I've wanted to smoke in the chops, but it's unfortunately frowned upon by law.
So Jordan Peterson came out. He was like, "This girl's so fat that she stands on the weighing scales. It says to be continued." He's just hitting her with the oldest.
What I mean, it is funny to anoint yourself as the authority on what is and is not attractive.
Yeah, this
and then
frail
also
man.
Be such a bitch.
He's
at the backlash. Well, fine. I'm gonna take my ball and go home.
Yeah. Jordan Peterson, he feels to me he's almost like a Disney movie, you know, where like a sweeping brush comes to life or something like that. Where he's just like,
wow, he is the candlestick from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah,
holy shit.
He's just, oh no, yo, and he has the silliest dumb voice, Kermit the Frog voice of all time. Oh yo, you know, if I was fucking this girl, I'd slap her ass and ride the waves. So he came out, said that stuff, and then he got over 20,000 replies. Let's scroll down. See, is there any other examples of the replies that they said?
Twitter users were divided.
So here we go. Here's weird. It's obvious. He goes,
doesn't sound like Twitter.
Yeah, it's obvious you've never. This is a reply from Saints Fan 5348. Shout out to Saints Fan 5348. It's obvious you have never been to an art museum in Europe. Some of the most memorable paintings I've ever seen in my lifetime were of women that looked like just like this. Just because you don't have any taste for curvaceous woman. Is that what that is?
Yeah, you nailed that, dude.
Curvaceous.
Hell yeah.
Curvaceous. Curvaceous?
That's good.
I'm gonna start calling my girl curvaceous, dude. And then she'll be gone.
I don't know if she'd like that.
Yeah. I have a feeling I'll be watching her fat ass leave.
It's kind of a nice way to say lumpy.
Yeah. I didn't say lumpy, baby. I said curvaceous. Hey, let me show you some art from the 17th century that shows that once upon a time, people like you were hot.
Look at this painting.
Oh, look, this guy's eating her muff, dude.
Nice.
Absolute going down on that girl. Also, she's not as fat as the one.
Yeah, she is. Look at that.
No.
I think that's similar. That's pretty similar.
No.
I think she might be fatter.
You think so?
I don't know. Expand the Sports Illustrated picture.
Also,
more.
Is this Yummy New? Is she? That seems like the name you would make up to be racist to someone. Yeah. It's like, yo, Yummy New, come on.
It's a pretty comparable body, actually. That's I don't know.
Is she Asian?
I would assume so, or she's
just Bobby
Stealing
Kelly
valor.
style. Bobby Kelly style, just fat eyes. Yeah, so they all hit him back with some stuff, and then eventually Jordan Peterson replied, "Rage away, panderers! Rage away, panderers, and tell me you believe that such images are not conscious and cynical manipulation by this so virtuous politically correct." So yeah, he he went there and then eventually he quits, right?
Oh, this guy's such a dork, dude. He is such a fucking dork.
And I plan to write an article
Here
on
we
the
go.
technical reasons.
Oh my God, here we go. Look, so he goes, no.
Oh, this is like the type of guy that comes quick and then explains why that's a good thing. Like he's like,
Well, actually, that means that
Whoa,
your
whoa,
follicles
whoa.
tickled my asshole at the right.
Write that down. Save that. Send that to me. I need that excuse. So he goes, so I told my staff to change my password to keep me from temptation and departing once again. Once again, I didn't even know I was gone. If I have something to say, I'll write an article or make a video. If the issue is not important enough to justify that, perhaps it would be best to just let it go.
yeah.
And I plan on writing an article on the technical reasons that Twitter is maddening us all very soon. Bye for now. Funny.
Dude,
He hit them with a jab and ran away.
He's kind of a brilliant provocateur, though, in the sense that he really like sprinkles shit. Like he does the hit and run away, keep himself like no, I'm taking this from you, and then he's like, I'll put some shit out though, and then I'm gonna write about how this is like making us all crazy, and it's like, dude, you are fucking out of your mind.
You know what? I love, like you said, the mark. I love the hustle. I love the fucking the grind or not the grind. What do you want to call it? It's like it's an illusion. It's all a game. It's all a circus. It's all, no one means anything. It's all lies. Every single thing is just someone. Like once the camera's in, he's like, "Whoa, got away with it!" Like this is all a big fucking circus of nonsense. It's they're con men. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean, everybody. To an extent, I mean, I guess we're all kind of, but there are like we're manipulating the story and showing certain things and attempting to entice through what we're saying and inflame and bother and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's like this is all, it's a fugazi.
But I love how far some people go. I just love it, and like you can.
Do you like that? You genuinely like it, or does no part of it actually make you sad for humanity and society?
No, I love watching people like start cults. I love that they lie. I love them fucking.
I'm curious your take on this though, in particular, because this is about this. So I brought this up on Lewis's thing, but your opinion I'd like to get on this. So I watched a TikTok, which was a breakdown of like all of the LA comedy podcast drama, and breakdown from a very serious like. TMZ reporting so-and-so said this. And
so here's what you got to know.
And then they were delivered to handwritten
Brendan
Jizrag. And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
That's so funny.
It made, like, that's funny to you, or does that, like, bum you out? Because I watched it, and I was actually a little bummed out of, like, watching this colorful presentation of comedy podcast drama as news.
Yeah.
And it made me want to put a gun in my mouth.
Yeah. Listen, they just have to fill. Like that's their job. They got to fill shit. So then they'll sell an art. They're not gonna go, hey, just so you know, this is gay, and we don't actually care about Brendan Schaub.
I mean, the guy was like, for those of you who exist in that comedy podcast bubble.
Yeah.
I was like,
Kalila, wife to.
It's just so weird.
Yeah,
weird. Beyond any of the details,
that was
the reporting of it is super fucking weird.
That was crazy. When Schaub went on Tiger Belly, I was in here and I put it on like as background noise, and literally there was like I wasn't even listening to it. About 10 minutes in, I caught something. I go, "What the fuck is this shit?" And I turned it off. I go, "Who gives a fuck? Who gives a flying fuck? Fuck your shitty beef. It's not even real. It's the worst shit of all time." Yeah. And it was fun. It was kind of fun. It was kind of like, yo, he's suing. He's trying to finger Annie Letterman.
But
he's
also,
like, he has CTE. He's fucked up. The little Asian kid can't get hard. It's like, whoa, what's going on?
Do you know what we're being, though? We're being marks.
We got
dude. We got marked.
Let me hit this. We got duped.
We talked about it.
They saw us coming.
It's huge.
They saw us fucking coming.
And I think,
but I was watching that. It was so bad. It was just like, no. Let's assemble a timeline. And I was like, fuck you. Fuck your shit. Let's talk shit about Joe Rogan. That's what I want to hear.
I bet all of those shows saw like a crazy bump.
Yeah,
like a substantial.
Well, that's what
bump
it is.
in
But like
shrooms.
gossip, like what are we gonna do? Let's start a gossip.
Want to start a beef?
With who? Me and you?
Yeah, why not? Good. After the show, cut this part out.
No, we'll come back to this years later. Honestly, if comedy beef would be good. Comedy beef would be it's a good strategy.
Yeah, it's just dorky.
I want to go against a girl though. I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
I feel like a girl would be good for me.
Who would you tackle?
Any slut.
Okay.
Pretty much whoever you are, you're getting called a slut.
Yeah.
And fat.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, pulling out classics.
The fat slut. Any variation. Some slut fat bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my thing. I don't know if there's any.
I feel like LA set the bar though, and that wouldn't even move the needle. You got to do something, just weird.
Who can I fight? Who can I start a beef with? I don't have beef. It's like, unfortunately, I can't hold grudges. Even if I did have an issue with someone, I'm not like a holding grudgy type of guy.
As an Irishman, you're not?
No, I forget. I'm too
no
stupid.
Shit.
My whole life though, and it's actually I've always been embarrassed about this because I'll get in like a thing with someone, and then I'm like, yo, fuck that person. I hate that person. And the next time I see them, I'm like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? And then I walk away and go, fuck.
Dude, I can hold on to a wronging for decades.
Wow.
Like a minor one too, like just a slight.
Yeah.
I'm like, noted forever.
I wish I had it. I think I'm just too stupid.
I don't think that. I mean, it's probably that I'm emotionally deficient, and there's probably some shit that has happened in my life that made that so.
Do you have ADHD?
Aversion.
Yeah, I got aversion too, apparently. Every time I started therapy, every time I talk to the girl, she's like just giving me more shit. She's just filling up my resume with mental illness all the time. Every time I leave, I'm like, I can't fit anything else in.
I do, and this could also be pot, but I like lose. I sometimes lose what my purpose in what I'm saying midway through. I almost just did it.
Yeah, that was a good example right there. You do a lot of shrooms, do you, or no?
I mean, on occasion. Now I have a son, so it's not like I'm just popping those and being like, let's have it. let's see if we can feed you.
That must be crazy to be on shrooms, touching your young, like holding your young.
Yeah, I don't.
Doesn't sound great, but I mean, like just pick it and just like.
I've known people that have been comfortable doing that around their children. I am not one of them.
No.
I think that's something that I can definitely keep separate. And it's not that much part. Like, it's a part of my life in the sense that I do it like once every, at most, like often 3 months. So like I'll typically try to do it twice a year or something like that, just to kind of like reset, have a thing, it kind of find myself. Maybe I'm going through some shit. I'll probably do it after the special release because I am a unending knot of anxiety about this. It's just insane. But that's how I treat it more so than just like a social drug.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
I've done it all.
Oh, okay.
Do we have acid in the freezer? Do you want to do some acid right now?
I would not. If I had to watch my
Did you have a donut?
Did you have a donut?
I laced those donuts with acid.
I'm just like, it's a sedative. I'm just out for 4 days.
That'd be so funny if I fucked you up for your special. That's what you get. Don't ever come on my podcast.
How dare you self-finance your own bullshit?
What do you think, you're better than me? No, I do I've done everything. The only thing I haven't done, and if you're watching and you can help me with this, I want to do peyote.
Oh,
the cactus.
DMT, have you?
I've just smoked it. I've never done ayahuasca. I've smoked loads of DMT.
Yeah,
over the years.
No kidding.
Like too much.
Too much.
Well, not just too much, but it's too much. I think the last time I did it, it was so funny in a very sad way, in the Irish sense.
Yes. Go on.
So I smoked this DMT, and I had it forever, and I never got around to doing it. I finally did it, and like the house was free, so there was no one around. I have a little crack pipe, which is always the worst thing. Yeah. Having a crack pipe is just It feels bad.
Well, and you can't even like touch the flame to it,
know,
right?
yeah, you
Because
gotta
I smoke
be
changa, which is like
what's
a
that?
root that's soaked in DMT, so you can put direct flame to it, and it's like hitting weed, which was
perfect.
It was the best because I did a vape pen the first time and I did not break through.
I've had loads of not breaking through, and or sometimes you will break through, but it's only for like 2 minutes and all sorts of stuff. But I did it this one time, and I'm listening to the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly soundtrack, right? You know. Which is just like fucked up even when you're sober. Just do 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 do.
That is.
Do do. That's the one. If you're ever fucking fucked up, that's the one that will get you.
Wow. I didn't even think to put on music.
Oh, you gotta put on the music, dude, because like whatever you see goes to the fucking beats and stuff. And then the only thing is you gotta make sure it's a song that's like not too popular. But it is kind of funky in its own sense. Otherwise, because every time you hear it, you'll make fucking Vietnam flashbacks, dude. Oh, I'm gay! I mean, nothing. I
found myself.
So I smoked this up, and you know what it is? They say it's like a dream with DMT. It's like you remember it when you wake up, and the longer you go, the more you'll forget. So I set up my like little camera on my laptop so that I was like, it was recording me, and then I'd get up, and then as soon as it's done, I'd say all the stuff that I saw so that I could always remember it. And I came out of it, and I just had like a horrible, sad feeling.
No kidding.
And I was just like, oh my God. And then I was just like, oh my God, I'm such a prick to everyone, right? And then I just started bawling, crying like uncontrollable, like a baby. And it's just like 30 minutes of me on there's a video. I have a video.
Dude, put it on your Patreon.
Dude, I have a video of me just crying for 30 minutes going.
That is $100 tier.
Couldn't stop. I'll put up for $500 of just me, and then it's just like, all right, and then close the laptop. It's like, it wasn't good.
Wow, that actually sounds useful though.
Maybe.
Totally, dude. Every single time that I don't believe in bad trips. I think that's bullshit because I think usually you're just confronted with some shit that you didn't want to face.
Yeah,
and it could send you down a path of like feeling like fucked up. But I've always like. I'm good at tripping. I don't know how else to say it. Like I over the years, I've gotten good at like embracing the trip, not fighting it, allowing myself to try to learn from it. Like this is all hokey shit. So if you don't like hallucinogens, you're probably calling me gay, which is perfectly fine. It's just
maybe you need a trip.
Maybe you need Mr. and Mrs. Judgmental.
All right, maybe not that much drugs, but
but it's like. I don't even know what I was gonna say, but what was I talking about?
No such thing as bad trips.
Oh yeah, so every time that I've had like I've had mantras, full 4-hour mantras of shut the fuck up, listen, be a listening person, stop trying to dictate conversation, like harsh truths that whatever was speaking in my head was like delivering to me over and over and over again, and it's lessons that I've still like tried to incorporate into just everything, because I think it's true. Mushrooms are the reason I proposed to my wife. Because, like I had such a cathartic, wild trip that opened my eyes to exactly what we were and how insane it is that we've known each other since we were kids, have this like foundation of trust, just everything that like we've built together and all that stuff. It just solidified all that shit, and I made the decision based on that snap. And that might sound nuts to people that are like, you did drugs and then proposed to your wife, which fair point, but it ended up working out. So the blue lady speaks truth.
Yeah. My problem, I used to do a lot of drugs, but then I had moments like that. And then what I did notice, I was going into trips with an expectation of something, which that's when I was like, oh, it's not always going to be some sort of a fucking epiphany.
Sometimes it's just fun.
It's just, you're just fucked up.
Laughing your balls off.
It's
the best.
Yeah.
That's the best. The last time I did mushrooms with Feeney and Sagalo in Boston.
What was the name of that root thing you were smoking, by the way? What was
Changa.
Changa. Yeah. Sounds like a fat Asian model.
Yeah, it's her sister.
Chunga new? Newer. Chunga like new.
And we did like. My manager was there too, and this is like, I'm hanging with him, and we just took these mushrooms, and I don't remember a time I've laughed harder in my
wow, yeah,
tears, crying. There were no lessons to be had.
When your face goes red and you have a headache from laughing so much. Like
we're in the lobby of our hotel, we're just dying laughing. It looks like we're in a Tibetan jungle, but we're in this fucking cold ass only white lobby of this future hotel.
Howling,
insane.
Yeah, so ayahuasca, I'd love to do someday, like make the proper trip.
Yeah,
I've had people hit me up, it's like, oh yeah, no, we run a camp in Florida. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Florida,
I'm not getting the Florida discount version. You know,
you're coming out and you're like, people shouldn't say gay.
Yeah.
Wow, that really changed me.
Yeah. I don't want my shaman to have something like, you know, I kneel for the flag. I stand for the cross on his shirt. just a sleeveless hillbilly, fucking like,
a backwards American flag. Honestly. Yeah.
He's like, he has a big cauldron full of stuff.
The Punisher skull on his back.
So I want to do that. There is peyote, which is like a cactus that I've never done.
Yeah.
I believe it grows wild in like the Nevada desert in Arizona.
That episode of Sopranos.
Exactly.
Tony takes peyote with Sarah Shahai, who is like the hottest guma on that entire show.
But you know what's so funny about the peyote? I was talking to someone about that recently. He goes on this peyote trip, right? And it's like it's a moment for him where he can grow, and it's like a beautiful moment, and he forgives himself for murdering his friend.
Like his nephew.
That was his nephew. That was his journey.
Yeah.
Was that he went, I did murder that guy.
I was justified.
Yeah. That was his take.
Right
He's
move.
such a psychopath.
I'm winning in gambling again.
And that was he won in gambling, and then he just forgave himself for murder. He was like, ha ha, and he's showing the money. It's like the most evil thing. That's what I want.
Awesome. Yeah,
that's what I want.
What you want to do? Stare into the sun and say, "I did it."
But I think there might be some Native American camps where you can go and do.
Panama is real big too.
Panama,
and I know
like the country.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I know a bunch
as
of people.
As opposed to the airline. Just so you know, a lot of my fans are dumb.
The airline might take you there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But they definitely have like ayahuasca ceremonies. I know people that have gone down there. We actually had this guy. I used to host a conspiracy podcast.
Yeah.
It was me, Flat Earth Dave, and my best friend Tim, who is a shaman who has done ayahuasca a ton. And I think he has run ceremonies and done stuff like that. And so we had a guy on who was friends, I think, with Dave. And he was at the end of his rope in terms of drinking, like, you know, just had lost everything, kids, wife, everything. And he was going down to Panama to do the month. So there's been like Vice documentaries about ibogaine, I think, or ibogaine. Ibogaine. And that's like, it's a similar thing to ayahuasca. It's not exactly the same, but it's one of those powerful hallucinogens that basically makes you confront every trauma, everything that drives you to want to medicate with booze or drugs or whatever in the first place. So this poor guy, he went down to Panama, did it once, escaped, like left, and then fucking drank himself to death. Like right after that. This guy that was on my podcast.
Oh, he left he left the camp.
Yeah, I guess he had a trip, was, you know,
too much.
Was too much,
went
or he
bar.
Just like couldn't quit. Yeah, whatever. Just fucking bounced, left the entire place, went all the way to Panama to wherever the fuck, and like I think they found him in another country. It did.
Just drank so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty rough. That guy was on my podcast.
Nice, dude. Is that available behind a paywall somewhere?
I think it is. Yeah, deep inside the rabbit hole, it's still out there. If you want to listen to me being a drunk animal scream fighting with somebody that thought Sandy Hook was fake.
Wait, I thought it was a conspiracy podcast.
Yeah, Sandy Hook is a big conspiracy. It was this guy was like said it wasn't an active school. There were no dead kids.
Doesn't even find it on a map. It doesn't exist. Google Sandy Hook. There's nowhere.
Like, and even we had a first responder on, and he looked that guy in the face, was like, "You're a liar." And my wife's cousin young cousin went there and was friends with one of the people that had passed, and he was like, "No." I was like, okay, so somebody planted my wife in my life at 10, knowing I'll have a podcast with you one day, and there will be a government psyop that did not result in the guns getting taken away. That's the full plan. What a hell of a conspiracy.
Yeah, so a lot of these conspiracy guys, they just get their mind set on it, and then you show them the evidence. Like, go, nah, you're in on it, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. Don't forget, Fonzie's like this too. He doesn't believe that there's any.
I was for sale though.
He thinks the government are doing all these shootings every couple of weeks to distract us from the fucking Bill Gates or something, right?
Yeah, they all got way too good of aim to just.
Yeah, he was looking at that Buffalo shooting, and he's like, "There's no way an 18-year-old untrained guy could fucking pop off their heads like that, right?"
Was he untrained though?
I don't know.
He obviously had some sort of skills. What was he playing? Fucking.
He had got guns since he was a kid.
What was that game? Timeout or whatever? Remember?
Buck Hunter.
I don't remember.
Buck Hunter.
Oof.
Yeah, he just buck hunted these fucking. Anyway,
Time Crisis.
Time Crisis is the game I used to play as a kid. Yeah. That was the one. Is my mic going down lower? It feels like it's getting lower as the episode is going on.
I hear you great.
No? Okay, all right.
Sound great in my ears.
But the peyote thing, someone hit me up before. They said you can't grow peyote in New York. It's illegal. The cactus.
Oh, probably, yeah.
But you can grow a different version of it. It's like its cousin that will also do the thing. And you can
grow its cousin.
Yeah.
That's so funny. It's just such a funny, stupid loophole. It's like, it's not the peyote, but it is Paulote.
Yeah.
Yeah, cousin Paul.
I think it's mescaline is the chemical. The peyote is like a specific cactus, and it takes like years and years to grow. So it's like really rare.
Oh, somebody gave me a jar of
you can eat
mescaline pills once, but I did not
But
have the balls
same
to take
chemical.
it.
Isn't mescaline the chemical that's in shrooms?
No,
No,
that's
that's
psilocybin.
Psilocybin. Oh, so mescaline.
Mescaline, yeah.
Yeah, so but there is cacti.
Other
sorry.
cacti,
So sorry. I'm so sorry. Cut that. Edit that. There is cacti that I can buy.
That have mescaline. Yeah.
That mescaline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So someone linked me some seeds. Someone did that to me before in the past. So we'll do that here. We'll fucking.
Yeah, this is a spot to do it.
Would
I
you do
guess,
some
right?
mescaline with me?
No.
For a Patreon. We do it here. We'll be hanging out. We'll be cool. We'll watch some TV.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. I am an outdoor guy
Oh.
when it comes to tripping. I don't care for the inside.
All
I
right.
did. Zagalo and I did it. I'm now writing a bit about it, but we did mushrooms in Mohegan Sun, and we've done it
Yeah.
there, and it was fun. But
Mm.
there's something about doing it multiple times in a casino where you are just staring the blackness of humanity.
Oh,
like,
you
right
see
in
the
eye.
sad parts of it?
Dude,
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
ultra sad, but everything is fucking heartbreaking when you walk around. So we just fled from the casino and went to my room and watched Titanic on mushrooms with commercials.
Yeah, you're just hating commercials.
Yeah.
You're mad Irish, right? You're super Irish. You
I'm
grew
all
up-
Irish,
Yeah,
yeah.
you played GAA growing up, so
Yeah.
Gaelic.
Yeah. We went over to Ireland actually when I was 15.
Can you see if you can get like a clip of some Gaelic?
Dude, I showed Gaelic football for real.
GAELIC.
Yeah. Gaelic football for real should be a much bigger sport.
Should
because
be.
it's really exciting.
It's awesome.
There's a lot of contact. It's super fast paced. There's elements of huge sports in it. It really makes sense that it would be big.
So just watch it from the beginning. This is a funny video.
Yeah.
The suspense and skill of soccer. There's Mayo.
Yeah. Are you from Mayo?
I'm from Dublin.
Oh, my family's from Mayo.
Fuck Mayo. Hillbillies. Never liked anyone from Mayo.
Well, are we hillbillies?
Yeah, you're farmers. It's
Good.
like a fucking.
Look at us.
The chance of you not being a farmer from Ireland is fucking so
Oh, my
slim.
grandmother was a farmer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There was no other option. There's Gooch, the man. Look at that. Look at that skill.
You know
That-
this guy.
Yeah, I know a lot of them.
Alright.
The famous. Gooch was one of the best players of all time. There we go. It's Tyrone. Oh, there's the dubs. Up the dubs. Up the rat. Yeah, so like you're bouncing the ball around. There's a couple of hand passes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you play it
There's
right.
Galway.
If you play it right, and this is for anybody who likes basketball, it's like when
Oh,
Kevin
the
Durant was on
skills.
the Warriors type of movement. Like that type of beautiful game,
Yeah.
give, go, weaving in and out of shit, super fast, harsh contact and big hits. It's the fucking best.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great fucking sport. The only other game similar to it is kind of like Australian rules football. They've got a version. They used to play each other for a while. They had like a special
No shit.
international game. They called it
What shape ball?
the circle,
Oh, wow.
and they called it international rules. And they would send like the all stars from Ireland versus like the B League fucking Aussie rules, because the Australian rules are so physically fit.
Yeah.
Like whereas this isn't even a professional game. These are all teachers and carpenters and shit.
Right.
And they
Do
used
they
to,
have professional?
no. There's a lot of brown envelopes, I believe. You know,
Right,
They'll go
right.
into a fucking a Mercedes place and get a car for.
Have you guys
on the
ever seen
house.
this?
No.
Never.
It's the best.
What's
You
your
gotta
first
pass
take?
it like that? You gotta bump it?
Yeah.
There's loads of different ways you can.
Or
can't
shoot it off your hand, but you have to show follow through. It's like
you can't throw it, but you can punch it, you can kick it, and you can't just run with it in your hands. You got to bounce it like basketball or kick it. You can't bounce it twice in a row, things like that. If you score a goal, it's 3 points. If it heads over the bar like that, that's 1 point there.
And it's supposed to be 3 steps bounce, 3 steps kick back up to yourself, or you can take 5 steps and kick back up to yourself without the bounce.
Is that a rule?
Yeah.
What?
I think so, yeah.
Might have been an American rule. They have changed a couple of things over the years, though. They could try to make it more exciting. Like if you,
that was like
they brought out
speed the game up thing.
Yeah, they brought out a thing that if you kick it to someone and it's over like so many yards and they catch it straight, that's like a free.
Oh, really?
A free shot. They brought that out years. Yeah,
weird.
I don't know if they're still doing it.
Yeah,
but that's from Australia rules. But then we
you could get fancy as shit too. There's like element. Our team was like killer. We were unreal. I mean, not a lot of people play in the States, but in New York City, in the Bronx, it's like a pretty heavily condensed, especially back then, Irish neighborhood. So it was their parents straight off the boat and their kids, and they'd be playing, and we'd play against them. We didn't fucking lose for 7 years. We were just waxing teams, waxing. Went over to San Francisco, won against them. That was like our first kind of trying out trip. Then we went over to Ireland and played 9 counties, and we won 7.
Wow.
Out of the 9. And we got into a fist fight 100% of the games. 100% of the games, dude. The bench is cleared, and there was some sort of fucking mayhem.
A melee.
Yeah, and then we would eat egg salad sandwiches and drink with them after the game.
There's something beautiful about in Irish sports too, about like 2 guys with busted lips and black eyes just like shaking hands. Good game out there.
Kids, 15-year-old kids. We're at the bar with the parents, and they're like, "All right, you've earned it.
Great game out there. Great game out there."
Yeah,
dude, smacking you. Yeah.
All of the parents from the, I mean, they were host families too, so we were staying with them, but they all thought, we're Yanks. They probably thought we were pussies and didn't have anything, couldn't play the game. We were probably an embarrassment. But we brought a lot of the basketball kind of like Iverson flair of the time to Gaelic football. So we were doing some shit that they didn't know about. They had technique that was like painful because they were the first team ever that would like nick our shins when we were going for punts and like trying to kick the ball. And they were so precise and good at not like stomping our shin out because that would have been a foul, but at just cutting it, like just coming across and glancing your fucking shin bone.
That's what you
dude,
get.
They were just
That's what you get. I'm getting Irish pride. Fuck these Yanks, dude.
It looked like
my
shin looked like a young white girl's forearm. It was all cut up.
Yeah, and it's the type of sport too that if you wore shin guards, like they'd know.
It's like wearing underwear with board shorts in Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, they obviously had this idea because you're the Yanks. You're usually shit.
Yeah.
You guys were going to show up, so they all mentally thought it was going to be a walkover.
100%.
And then you guys started beating them, so then they're like, "What?" So they started punching you in the head.
Yeah, dude.
Which is always, if all else fails, punch them in the face.
Yeah. And then they found out that didn't work.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, we had some big motherfuckers on our team. I was fine.
Any black guys?
Not on our team.
Must be odd. That'd be the craziest thing.
In San Francisco, they were actually the most diverse team.
Asians?
Yeah, they had like an Asian guy, an Indian guy, and I think a black guy. Like they had like a multicultural team. Ours was pure potato famine, like blotchy skin under the slightest sun.
Yeah, absolutely.
That level of
you have napkins on your head when you're playing, so just to keep the burns off.
Dude, absolutely. I mean, the parents would be blackout drunk at the games. We played at Rockland Psychiatric Center in Rockland County, which is hilarious because now it's like the biggest GAA on the East Coast, I think. They've built it up. It looks like a proper club. Back then, they had like rogue patients walking onto the field with an open robe, their cocks hanging out. Like it was just out of control. The parents would be shit-faced. My now wife used to come to games when we were 15 years old, sit down, and like a parent would be like yelling for their son, turn under what they assumed was sheer privacy, but my wife is like sitting right next to them, take their cock out and just piss while drinking, and then just turn back towards the field and just continue screaming.
Maybe we'll do that. We should do, because they do it in the Bronx, a lot of these games, even up in Flushing, there's like amateur games, but maybe we'll wait until there's like some sort of final. I'd rather
Gaelic Park in Yonkers, dude. That place is the shit.
Maybe we'll do that for a vlog for the Patreon. All right, I'm always trying to.
That I would do. On mescaline?
The two of us just tackling it. Hurling is another one where it's like, where they play with it. You never played it? Did you
I played for literally 11 minutes, and I got hit with the stick, and I was like, I'm
crazy. That's my favorite sport in the world. That's That's a shame. It's too fast for TV. That's the issue. Yeah. It's like, sometimes hockey's like that, where it's like you watching it, and you're just going, this kind of sucks to watch.
Yeah.
But hurling
in person.
Hurling's just this game, but with them smacking a ball around. It's like lacrosse, but with bats.
It's like field hockey on cocaine.
It's fucking the best.
Wild.
It's the fucking best sport in the fucking world, man.
Dude, there are some tough young broads playing hurling back when I was a kid. Like,
if you're a lesbian and you're a teenage lesbian girl and you want to find...
Look at this. It's like playing the ultimate spoon egg race.
The best thing is, all of these guys are just plumbers and shit. These are just fucking
baseball.
I mean,
and they look back in
no helmet. Fuck you,
dude. When I grew up, they brought out the rule that you had to wear a helmet.
Off the hop like that, dude.
Then it's like a wooden axe.
The goalie's not wearing anything. He's butt naked.
And they just beat each other. It's the type of thing, honestly, it's the type of game, if you broke your thumb or you broke a finger and you asked to like leave the field, they'd probably all call you a fucking pussy.
Oh,
and you'd 100%. Never play again. It's the type of thing where they just like constantly cracking their neck, like they dislocate their shoulder and they just go back in.
Be brave.
It's so fucking good. It's the fastest game, but it does. That's why it's in slow mo right now, because it's so fucking fun.
Dude, that guy took that off the chest.
That's not the worst. You get used to it.
What a save too.
Yeah,
I mean, favorite sport.
Being in goal, when you start getting to a certain age when people can start smashing it, because you play when you're 8. It's like it's kind of all on the ground because you don't have the skills. But then one day you're like 15 and there's just some guy lashing this ball off your head and it's hard like a baseball, man. That's the one. We should head out to I'll find out when the final is during the summer. And we'll head out and we'll watch this fucking thing, and we'll just get hammered with a bunch of boys. Dude.
Hell yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah, let's go. Hell yeah.
I'll get high.
Yeah, you'll get high. And everyone's like, "Who's the hippie?" For fuck's sake, fucking hippie over there. Irish people don't usually get high. Well, like from Ireland.
No, they don't usually go to therapy either. I broke the mold. I was the first one in my family to like just be like, all right, I need to find some things out. I need to figure out the root of a lot of this because it was just not servicing my life. I was so angry. I'm still pretty fever pitch angry, but I'm really working on it.
Yeah, you're like a hidden. You've got like a disarming toughness, you know that? Like you're like you come across, you're like all like happy go lucky. You're wearing a stupid hippie shirt. You're like smiling all the time. But then at any moment, I'm afraid you could just twist my neck off. And like I'd love to see someone pick a fight with you and then you just fucking floor them.
I don't know.
You're on roids, were you? You're a roids basketball guy.
Yeah, but I don't even.
That stays with you. You're right. Your bones are still. I don't know.
Does it? That's the thing. Is like I have memories.
Beat up Fonzie.
But that's similar to like basketball, right? So I have memories of when I could play, and my brain still thinks my body can do certain things.
Yeah.
And then I try to do it and I fall. So it's like I have memories of like being able to fight and scrap and withstand a punch just to get in one of my own. And I guarantee if anybody clipped me in the chin, I'd die on the spot. It would be it, dude.
You told me a good story one time about, I think, what's it, a Skanks fan? You don't have to talk about it, but I think you heard a Skanks fan saying some shit about you. You told me, I think you said you're at like either Skanks or something, and there was some guy came up to you, because like all these people in the comments are fucking dorks, right?
Oh, the Irish guy?
I don't know. You told me it was like you're at this event. I don't know. It might have been Anakin.
I think that was Skankfest.
And someone came up to you, was like, "Oh, hey, big fan," and you're like, "Nice," and then you turn around to like someone else and was like, "What a faggot!" And then you heard him and you were like, "What did you just say?" He's like, "Oh, nothing, just joking." That's like my favorite
Dude, that
thing.
was at Brooklyn Bazaar. I completely fucking
rip his head off.
That. I completely fucking forgot
about
love
that.
And I literally
Fuck
just said,
you.
I didn't even say like, what'd you say? Like I was going to do anything about it. I was just like, I'm right here. Like I clearly heard what you said. I was like, if anything, you're just a fucking loser for like sucking my dick for a moment and then pretending as if what you really said was the other thing. It's like, what a fucking softie. It's like, if you see me, just...
Yeah, he went up.
Don't say anything, or just say it and then look at me.
He went up, shook your hand, and then his friend came over. He was like, "Hey, get off!"
You're gay.
Oh, no,
I don't like this gay guy.
Oh no, I wasn't sucking him off. It was a bit. I was joking.
That is a funny thing on the road, though. People will come up to me and be like, "Yo, dude, not trying to like suck your dick, but you're like funny."
Yeah, people
like,
love that.
Right.
People say that all the time.
That's what I'm trying to make you laugh.
They
like,
say that all the time. Can I get a photo? I'm not gay, but can I get a photo? No homo, man.
I've never believed there was more homo than right now.
Okay, you. Okay. All right. So the self-produced special. This is your second one, right? Yeah. Nice. First one, what was that called?
First one was Life Begins. That was at the Comedy Cellar. I also, this is my first like proper hour special where I did a full hour of my the whole thing is stand up. There's no interstitials or anything like that. The last one I kind of felt I wanted to put something out, but I wasn't sure if I was ready for an hour or whatever, even though I loved the set.
Yeah.
So I kind of just put the highlights of the set in between interstitials from my favorite comics on earth, which are Jim Norton, Bobby Kelly, Keith Robinson, Rich Voss, and Colin Quinn. I basically reformed an episode of Tough Crowd just for my special.
Yeah.
And had them.
And you had to invite Voss because you invited the other.
I tried to get Bonnie. Yeah. But for multiple diversity reasons. But no, it was awesome because I got into the Cellar because Colin had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And nice. I happened to be there. I covered, had a great set, got my audition that way. So weird story. I wanted to like jokingly tell that story as if it's like kismet and now they all respect me and it's this big, leap moment of my life. And the whole thing was just, was them trashing me and saying how much they don't respect me and how much I suck and all that stuff. It's, so it was just kind of like, it's also a response to where I'm not a cool guy. I can't like do the stuff Schultz does, which is awesome. It's not my personality. I can't pull it off. So I have to almost take it in the opposite direction.
What do you mean?
Like in the big spectacle stuff, the being cool, the throwing your cape off and fucking pyrotechnics and like big show singing at the end. Everybody love it. Like it's just people are different, right? In the way that they present their shit. So my take on that stuff, which my thing was a very clear bite off of Andrew's 441 or whatever, where he's doing the interstitials and he's picking out bits and he's doing that thing. And I even spoke to him about it beforehand, but I wanted to do it in my own way where I just then had my heroes on to like light me the fuck up for even having the gall to put something out.
That's so funny.
And then this one is just, I had the year living at my in-laws' house during the pandemic, which there's no COVID jokes, there's no mask stuff. There is stuff about what my family went through because we lived at my in-laws for over a fucking year. My father-in-law got radicalized real quick. That was a wild experience. There's just and while I was raising a brand new baby, so the whole thing was batshit, and I wanted to make my own thing again. I couldn't take notes on it, and I didn't want any notes on it. I wanted to put it out and hopefully
where did you shoot it?
At the Triad Theater on the Upper West Side.
Yeah, that's a good spot. I think Dave Smith might have done his.
He did his first one there, and that's actually also where I did my first show in New York City, which at the end of my special, there's a clip of that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good stuff. So stick true to the end of the special.
It's like a Marvel movie.
You should. No one's done it yet, but they haven't stopped in the middle of a YouTube special and just been like, "Yo, real quick, just make sure you smash that like button," and then go back to you should though, right?
That would be funny.
In theory, it is on YouTube. Funny. You should be like, yo, like, share, subscribe. Anyway, back to the back to the bits.
Closes like a curtain. Yeah, fade into the background.
Absolutely. Well, self-producing just is the thing. So if you just did you notice with your last special you put out, like there was a change in certain?
Yeah. I think it
did it solidify you? How did you feel it? Tickets went up. What is it?
Yeah, I mean, I tickets definitely have gone up, and that's through both the special and the subsequent clips. So like the numbers of all of it cumulatively, I have no idea because certain clips have like super taken off, others have done whatever, the special is whatever, and everything is like, everything kind of feeds itself. So all of the tickets have gone up for sure since that. And just in terms of like, I don't know, man, I have grand aspirations in terms of what I want to accomplish creatively in comedy. Career-wise, I'd love to be more known. I'd love to sell more tickets. All I want to do is perform stand-up. It's my favorite fucking thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
But this is all just steps that I'm taking to fulfill my own shit. Like, all I want to do is make hours, and I want to make the next one better and more personal and more punchy, because this is a personal fucking hour, and it's tough to make QAnon material work in the Midwest or in Florida where they're like, that's actually kind of a reasonable theory. You know? And
when you highlight how stupid they are, and it's like, make some good points.
But it's not even like, so it's not even that, because the whole year had to be like a lesson in empathy, because I love my father-in-law, and I saw what was happening. It was happening with me to an extent. Everybody was getting pent up, angry, and like lashing out in their own way. So I had no, like, the shit he was saying almost didn't matter in a way, because I knew what was under it. You know what I mean? I knew the reasons for it. So it was kind of just like, that's how I wanted to also deliver the bits, is I want it to be scathing and hard hitting, but also like open-minded and open-hearted, and about, like, you know, I'm not trying to be a take guy. I'm not good at that. I don't have instant thoughts on everything. As you can see, the Jordan Peterson thing, I fumbled pretty handedly.
No.
But it's like,
great. We'll edit the fuck out of it.
But I do know how to comment on myself personally, and then all of the stuff that I think about the outward world also kind of comes out through that, you know?
Yeah. Have you noticed?
Is that too fucking queefy?
No.
All right.
Not at all. It just cuts to me. So that was a very queefy bit. But hit that like button. Back to the show. That would be so fun. Can we do that? Like a Rick Glassman type of thing, where I just cut. Having the kid, though, does that change? How does that affect you? Because I've always been like impressed by an ability to have someone that really depends on you then, and then still being able to, like, I don't know what I would do. I feel like I'd be panicking. I'd be doing all sorts of stuff. I'd be working clean, get a suit. I'd be like, Jimmy Fallon! I'd be outside the fucking, Fallon, let me on, please! I'd be on cruise ships. I'd be doing everything. I'd never say cunt again.
I mean, there's an element, or there was an element of that for sure. But all it does is, like, all it has done for me is just strengthened my focus to do what I want to do and keep putting out what I want to put out. I mean, the fact is, like, I'm not a mature, responsible person. I've molded myself into being that for the sake of my son and for the sake of my career. But if you knew me fucking 5 years ago, falling asleep at bars, you would not think that I could put together a full production of a special, quarterback an entire marketing campaign based on that, and then also write, perform, hone, take on the road the material while being a full-time husband, father, all of that shit. Like, that is not typical for my wheelhouse. So what being a dad actually did was just, like, I don't know, make me a little more serious about it. As opposed, like, I'm still a fucking asshole. My work days are when I smoke weed. Like, you know what I mean? That's how I work. So it's not like I'm funless and out here just like, I need to follow the algorithm and blah, 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 and this is all soulless comedy and I'm only doing what works. It's like, I'm doing what I want to do, how I want to do it, while also maintaining a level of professionalism that I didn't think I had in me.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, reminder, everybody, head over, leave a comment, say up the rah, hit like. We support everyone who's doing it themselves here.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you very
anyone
much.
that's on Netflix is a fucking dope. Who's on Netflix?
Chrissy D, great special.
No, come do my podcast, or else you're a dope. You got 24 hours, Chrissy D. or nothing.
Or you won't feel a thing.
Or I won't be able to do anything about that. Well, go check it out. Mike, I think you're absolutely hilarious. I love you. You're one of the nicest guys in comedy too. You're the man.
Same to you, man.
Thanks so much for coming doing the podcast.
And congrats on the cellar, bud.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see you in a week. All right. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.